I don't have mail. I don't get it.
Oh, you're alone. I thought somebody was in here.
Someone else? Who?
Luci, you know who I'm talking about. Your little imaginary friend. Or something like that.
Alright, moving on from references only a handful of people are gonna get, let's get started on... Hey, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Well, I'll try not to think about those shady people standing right outside my house. Anyway, it's October, so you know what that means. It's time for a whole month of spooky game reviews. There's just one little problem with that, though. Whenever I review a horror game, I try to get in the mood by playing it at night. However, I have to finish them quickly, because whenever midnight hits, something undesirable happens. The cameras should probably be off before it can occur, but I hope you all understand the stakes here. So let's find a fun little Halloween game to talk about. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends was always a fascinating show to me. If you're unfamiliar with it, it involves a kid named Mac who sends his imaginary friend Blue to an orphanage for imaginary friends. It was made by Craig McCracken and ran on Cartoon Network from 2004 to 2009. It was also notable for being the first show on the network to be made using mostly Adobe Flash. Looking back, the general concept and some of the episode plots were really surreal. It's no surprise Lauren Faust helped create it. A strange show, but nostalgic and beloved by many. It's even getting a spin-off called Foster's Fun Time for Imaginary Friends, which is aimed at preschoolers. The reason I bring this show up is because it had a Flash game that was made for Halloween. It looks like a pretty good one with a lot of work put into it, so why don't we check it out? Hopefully it isn't too long though. We wouldn't want this review to last until midnight. This is Scared Sweet, developed by Smirk. They make games for numerous kid shows and movies, and we've previously checked out their Jimmy Neutron game Flip and Flow. They usually put a lot of effort into their work, so we can expect this to be a good one. The game is relatively long and detailed, but the instructions are really simple. It's like the Royal Game of Ur. It takes a minute to explain the rules, but the game is still highly involved. Those are some of the best kinds of games. Basically, we have to trick or treat through 3 different neighborhoods. Each neighborhood has 4 sections, so we just go through them one at a time. We control Mac, but Blue is always following us around. Why, you ask? Well, we need him to scare away extremosaurs. Those are monstrous imaginary friends created by mean old teenagers. They're running around and trying to ruin your night, so you have to send Blue to kill them. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work. Sometimes Blue just doesn't listen to you. Very in character for him. More mechanics will show up along the way, but for now, you go to each house and collect candy. You also grab even more candy along the way, along with coins. Once you collect them all, you beat the stage. The first level is pretty easy, but the second one is where things get a little more difficult. Mostly due to the amount of extremosaurs that corner you. Oh, come on, Blue. You are absolutely useless. Someone else can adopt you. I'm done with this. And by the way, listen to the music. I get that it's supposed to be snapping, but it sounds like a ticking clock. We are being timed, but we're given so much time that I often forget there's a timer. You're not gonna run it out, I promise you that. And things start to really shake up in level 3. Now Coco is following us around. She can jump on buttons, which will raise bridges or open gates to unlock certain regions. Kinda like this. Ugh, seriously? A power outage? This is going to delay me so badly. Hold on while I head for the generator. Oh, I guess the power's back. Now we can get back to... Whoa! The Revelation Watchers? Who the hell? Ugh, just go away already! Looks like they're leaving. Not sure where that fire came from, though. So let's get back to the game. I like how creative they were with the neighborhoods, even if they had a limited number of assets. We can be like Weezer and go across the sea. And see these hearts? Yeah, most of the time you don't want to grab those. Wait until you take damage, then grab them. If you take them when your health is too high, you'll completely waste them. It isn't that easy to die in this though. Even if Blue is a lousy friend who rarely ever does what you tell him to, Coco's my imaginary friend now. You suck, Blue. And stage 4 is actually where things start to get trickier. You'll be running all over the map and going in different directions to get where you need to go. This is where the element of exploration really makes itself known. It isn't exactly straightforward, but just you wait. As soon as we enter Neighborhood 2, we're met with an entirely new mechanic. Say hello to Eduardo. I hear he likes potatoes. You know what he can do? He can lift houses. Is that any way to treat someone who just gave you candy? Must have been Swedish fish. Yeah, that's right, I don't care if it's an unpopular opinion. But if that isn't enough for you, you can also defile mausoleums. Not only is this essential for finding coins, but it can also help clear your path. On the downside, sometimes you forget to go to the front door because you lift the house and move on with your life. Forgive me for not wanting to confront the owner of the house I just terrorized. They probably only give you candy out of fear. Thankfully, in some of these later stages, you don't have to collect all the coins and candy in a stage, just most of it. And as you go along, you'll be met with more branching paths. You'll have to keep track of where you've been. One thing this game does really well is establish a progression of difficulty. Every stage is a little more complicated than the one before it, but in a way that feels natural. They introduce a new element, let you get a feel for it, then add a stipulation to it. It can give you a challenge, but not to the point of frustration. It's really well made, actually. Well, when Blue actually cooperates with us, at least. Man, I really despise that creature. Though a slight criticism I do have is that the later levels do go on for a bit without any significant changes. Once you get in the swing of things, you can kind of run through it mindlessly. Though the last two stages of the third neighborhood do get interesting again. First, we have to go back and forth between these two bridges to fight an onslaught of enemies and activate switches that send us all over the map. Then the final stage puts us between 4 mausoleums with different paths behind each of them. We have to make our way through, fighting enemies, grabbing items, and hitting every switch we see. It's a little complicated, but the perfect finisher for this little adventure. Then when we're finished, we get this victory screen and the option to start the game over. Yippee! And that, my friends, was Scared Sweet. A pretty well-made Cartoon Network game, if I do say so myself. Again, my only major criticism is that Blue can be really stubborn sometimes. Some later stages can feel repetitive too, but it picks up again. Other than that, this is really good. Not too hard, but not super easy either. It has a good progression of difficulty and feels rewarding to get through. I like it. So, this is only the first of several games I'd like to check out this October, so I hope you're ready as we prepare for a month of excellent Wait, what? No, oh no, no! I lost track of time! Is it really midnight already? No, it can't be. I'm not finished. Ah! Ow. Don't tell me I transformed on video again. Ugh. Well, I'll take that as a sign to end the video. I hope you all enjoyed that. Be sure to stick around for the rest of the month, because we have a ton of more spooky adventures to embark on. Hopefully those weird people outside my window will leave me alone too. So for the time being, be sure to subscribe and like the video, join the Discord server, and follow me on the accounts in the description below. Remember, everything means something to someone. I'm here to give a voice to the obscure. So as always, thank you for joining me. I will see you in the next memory.
It seems the Watchers have arrived. It's only a matter of time now. Luci, my dear, we must prepare ourselves for the battle that lies ahead.